Okay, anyone will still catch their breath. These are photographs that people will see for a long, long time. Riyan Parag playing the innings of his lifetime, one has to say. We are all still catching our breath. Neil, full screen to me, please. Full screen to me. This is clearly the match of the IPL. The match of the IPL by a distance. If you look at the shades, if you look at the shades of this particular game, you will know what I am talking about. Kolkata Knight Riders, Gargi Raut will join me soon from the stadium. She's just walking out and we'll get the internet. There she is. By the way, that's not Shomik, that's Gargi. Okay, Gargi, I know you're catching your breath, but this was
Yes.
some game. This was some, I think it's the match of the IPL.
I mean, I just had to run quite far because the internet situation is really grim near the stadium. But and I also had to leave early, unfortunately, because you have to go out. But at the same time, what a match this was. Riyan Parag took that game away. Riyan Parag could have 100% if he stayed on for a little bit more and Shivam Dubey had supported him well on the other end. This could have been Rajasthan Royals game and it would have been the worst loss for KKR. But look at how KKR change things around. Sorry, there are cars around me. But look at how KKR turned things around, and they will take a lot of confidence from this win as well. Look at the way that they have played in the in the Arun Jaitley Stadium against the Delhi Capitals. That was a dominating win. That was 204 runs on the scoreboard tonight. 206 runs on the scoreboard. How do you explain this sudden turnaround within the KKR camp? I don't understand. I don't
Yeah, I mean,
understand what changed.
let's break this down for our viewers. Let's break this down for our viewers. Gargi Raut needs to catch her breath. So, you know, the match had five shades according to me, or let's make it seven for the sake of a rainbow. You know, KKR started off well. Ramanullah Gurbaz started off well after that early wicket of Sunil Narayan. And that was shade one. KKR dominant initially. Second shade, Rajasthan Royals coming back, some wickets there. And when Andre Russell comes in, that's shade number three, two of nine balls. Two of nine balls, and we were actually discussing in our work group. Andre Russell gets out now, it's over and done with for his career because the whole of Eden Gardens will portray him as the villain. Will portray him as the villain. Thereafter, he cut loose. Thereafter, 22 ball 50, which means he had actually scored 49 runs in 14 balls. That was shade number four. And Rinku Singh's cameo takes KKR, as Gargi says, to 206. Now, shade number five, Rajasthan Royals. All of a sudden, after that partnership between Jaiswal and Riyan Parag, Varun Chakravarti and runs through. Bold, gone. 70 for 5, and each one of us knew the game is done. That is when shade number six happens, and that's Riyan Parag. I think it's the best innings of his life. 95 or 40 odd balls, five consecutive sixes. Riyan Parag was on fire. And the final shade was the final over. Riyan Parag gets out to Harshit Rana. We say, okay, KKR has done it. 22 of the last, or 20 of the last, 22. And then Shubham Dubey, after the first two balls, 6-4-6. And last ball they needed three, they got one. KKR wins by 1 run. If this is not a nail biter, I don't know what is. Gargi Raut, you've covered games in Delhi and Kolkata. Does Kolkata now say, boss, that rain gave us a point, Delhi 2 points, this one 2 points, Chennai worst team of the competition, we are alive. Gargi Raut.
They are very much alive at this point. And you know what makes me confident with this team now is that their batting is clicking. That was their biggest concern throughout the matches that they have played in the past, except that, of course, Delhi Capitals game and the one they played in Guwahati as well. That's where the spinners shone. Once again, it was the spinners who took that game away as well. But when you look at the batting lineup, suddenly everything has started clicking. You drop a Quinton de Kock from that opening slot. You brought in a Rehmanullah Gurbaz. One of the best decisions that KKR took today was sending Andre Russell up the order. That changed everything. if Andre Russell hadn't come in at that point, and if he had come back at 7 or 8, again he wouldn't have had enough balls to get settled in. He wouldn't have had enough overs to sort of get settled in and get going. And you saw it was right in front of you. Two runs off of 8 balls. So it is clear proof that Andre Russell needs some time, at least 10 balls. Give him 10 extra balls to settle in, and then he will accelerate. That is proof enough. And we had been, I think, on our platform, we had been continuously debating sending Andre Russell up the order or a Rinku Singh up the order, but it never happened. And now that it did, look at the difference that it has made in the KKR batting lineup. And one other point that I would make is we're missing out on him. Ankrish Raghuvanshi also played a very important knock. Yes, he was, slower than the other batters, but if he wasn't there, he stitched three very important partnerships today. One with Ajinkya Rahane, one with two important, one with Ajinkya Rahane and one with Andre Russell. And if those two partnerships, Ankrish Raghuvanshi wasn't there, then it would have been very, very different.
Absolutely. Let's take some questions also. Rocking videos. Moin Ali 2 overs bowler. Amit गांगुली मुझे हार्ट अटैक दिलवा देंगे, दिलवा के रहेंगे केकेआर वाले. शंखदीप भद्रो, Vaibhav and Harshit, KKR need a stronger fast bowling pair. Can't take away Rinku's heroics on the field. Absolutely. Think about it. We keep talking about fielding wins games. Eventually, the decision was 1 run. That first
Ajinkya
ball,
catch.
that Rinku Singh dived to save Jofra Archer's shot, that was a 2 run thing. Had Rinku Singh missed that, that's a boundary and KKR wins. And that's a Rajasthan win. That 2 run save by Rinku Singh off the first ball, off the last over by Vaibhav Arora, and that is where KKR eventually won. Fielding, Rinku Singh, Shankhodip Bhadro, great point. KKR smart thing batting first, but overall, this was some game. Rinku Singh Gargi Raut also gains confidence. 19 of 6, that cameo, and then his efforts on the field saved at least 10-12 runs, diving around, flying around, taking low catches. Very, very impressive there, Rinku Singh. That's also a major point in this win for KKR. But all said and done, Andre Russell, Rinku Singh, Varun Chakravarti, KKR all of a sudden have a lot of positives going their way going into that Chennai game. And now, imagine Mahendra Singh Dhoni's possible last game. KKR has a lifeline. You are in Kolkata, you want to get to the Eden Gardens on Wednesday. Gargi.
I mean, going back to Rinku Singh before we talk about MS Dhoni, and Rinku Singh, the way that he played today is exactly what KKR expect of him, is exactly what fans expect of him. That little cameo, that aggressive, fiery knock that he played today is what you want from a Rinku Singh. No one, I don't think anyone in that KKR management or the staff or the coach is expecting him to play 15 overs and hit a century or something. That is not what Rinku Singh is expected to do. What he did today with Andre Russell on the other end, that is Rinku Singh's job in the team. And he added the cherry on top with the sort of feeling and the effort that he was putting on the field. So when you look at it, things have really started going well for KKR. All the batters have started clicking. Suddenly, their bowling is also looking very well rounded. Yes, there is a bit of a concern in the pace department, but again, you can't have 100% perfect team every single time. But when you look at all these aspects, suddenly all the boxes are ticking for KKR. And we had been saying this. It's at least I had been saying this, that KKR are one of the strongest teams in the IPL. It's just about execution, and that is finally happening. Now you have to do a deep dive. I think at this point we need to do a deep dive into what has happened suddenly. What has changed in the dressing room, because this confidence comes from the dressing room. And whatever happened, maybe it's a do or die situation that brought out the best in Kolkata Knight Riders, that brought out the best in the team. Who knows? But we need to figure out what happened that catalyzed this change. The other thing, MS Dhoni in Kolkata, Eden Gardens, do or die game for KKR. That's going to be one of the biggest blockbusters that we'll see in this IPL, and I'm very, very excited for it. You're on mute.
Is there an internet glitch at my end? 100% Gargi is absolutely right in saying that, but just 5 minutes on the show because I need to let Gargi go and soak it in and review this match for us because she needs to soak it in and review this match for us. So 5 more minutes, the second game has also started. For a moment, take a pause. Yes, we are talking KKR. We are talking the winners. They've won by 1 run. Yesterday, 2 runs for Royal Challengers Bangalore. You thought that was the match of the IPL. Tonight or this afternoon, evening, it's better than that. Gargi Rao, take a pause. Take a pause and Riyan Parag. People said nepotism. People said should not be captain. People said bad captain. People said Rajasthan Royals, the campaign has gone down because of Riyan Parag. And here comes the man, 70 for 5, almost done, 5 consecutive sixes. And that one switch hit of Varun Chakravarti for me is the shot of the IPL. Turns around, gets Varun there, shock. That's what written on Varun's face. Riyan Parag today demonstrated the kind of potential the man has and why he can be an asset for India. That innings forever, yes, in a lost cause by 1 run, but will be remembered in the annals of the IPL. Gargi Raut on Riyan Parag.
You know what? Tonight he proved why Rajasthan Royals have been banking for him for so long. He proved why Rajasthan Royals have been giving him a long rope, why he's so well respected in that dressing room, why he got the captaincy after Sanju Samson was injured. So when you look at all these things, and you know what, you can talk about the batting, you can talk about the shots and the technicalities as much as you want, but you have to understand that this is a very young player. At the same time, the way that Rajasthan Royals began this season with Sanju Samson not having recovered from that finger injury and Riyan Parag suddenly having to take charge of the team for the first 3 games that they lost. You have to understand the human angle that comes here. These players are not robots that, they will win or they will lose and nothing will affect them. It is a high stakes tournament. As much as you want to call it entertainment or glamour or time pass, it's really not. These players have a responsibility to their franchise. There is humongous pressure with the kind of amazing things that they get. There is a good side to IPL where these players get stardom and money and fame and all of that. But it also comes with a lot of responsibility. It also comes with a lot of pressure. And these young players, whether we talk about a Webb of Suryavanshi, whether we talk about a Riyan Parag, there is pressure there. And the way that Riyan Parag has handled all these losses and then gone on to play and do what he did today, I think it shows huge, massive character from him. It shows great character. And, it also again proves why Rajasthan Royals have been banking on it.
100% right. 100% right. I mean, it was an incredible effort. I will also say at that point in time, Shimron Hetma should not have gotten out in that fashion, and that was also a turning point. But Shubham Dubey did the job. In the last over, Shubham Dubey really sort of launched that assault on Vaibhav Arora after the first 2 balls, 6, 4, 6, and under pressure, somehow Vaibhav Arora nailed that Yorker. If he did not, and it was a little bit more short, he would have been tonked out of the park. And KKR, good night, KKR. This is what sport is all about. This is what it is. You were there and you were coasting. All of a sudden, everything went away from you. You were once again staring down the barrel. Even the biggest KKR supporter ahead of that last ball would have said, oh, 20 runs conceded. This is game done. This is no longer our match. But from there on, to win it by 1 run. Shombit, you don't deserve to qualify if you win by 1 run after 70 for 5. Folks, ultimately what matters is the 2 points. Freaking awesome. Hetmeyer is the real culprit for RR. You can absolutely say that. Let me close the show because the second game is on and I want Gargi to do the review. Gargi, after tonight, every KKR supporter, after all this emotion and the anger and frustration and whatever you want to call it, all of this goes out. The truth is, you have 2 points in the bag. You have 11 points, and you play Chennai next, a team that is tottering. If you win that, you're on 13. You still have your fate in your own hands. And that's the big plus for KKR. Gargi Raut, closing words.
I think KKR fans will have a good night's sleep tonight. They will go to sleep, go to bed with a big smile on their faces. And just like Eden Gardens was roaring, I think KKR's dream of making it to the playoffs is still roaring. It's still alive, very much alive. And with the kind of performances that they have been putting in, they could go ahead and win the remaining matches in a good fashion, because you're seeing that this team, which is incredibly dangerous, is finally playing like a team that is incredibly dangerous. You finally realize that yes, these are the defending champions. You now realize that the defending champions are walking into the team, into the field. That's how KKR is playing now. Now they have justified. Also, the way that Ajinkya Rahane led tonight, he walked into the toss with that huge plaster on his finger. We were all, very uncertain about whether or not he will make it to the team, but he walked out with that huge plaster on his finger. He was battling through cramps, when, because I was at the stadium when, the broadcast goes into the ads. Rahane was on the ground. Rahane was on the ground. He would lay down and he was actually really struggling. There was a time when the physios also had to run in because he could not continue anymore. So when you think of all these things and the way that he batted tonight, a very, very important innings from Ajinkya Rahane at the top. He's led from the front and he's been a good captain.
Let's end this. Freaking awesome says Eden Gardens turn next. It's 100th IPL game at the Eden Gardens on Wednesday against CSK. Thanks for telling us. 100th IPL match, stakes at its highest. Mahendra Singh Dhoni in town for the Chennai Super Kings. Will Kolkata turn yellow? Or will they hold the violet and gold and back their home team who are breathing alive tonight? Absolute cracker of a contest. We will cover it from tomorrow. All our reporters will be covering this particular match, the 100th match of the IPL at the Eden Gardens, 100th IPL game, like it was yesterday at the Chinnaswamy. I let you go, Gargi Rao. Enjoy the night. Incredible contest. Send in your review. And to every KKR supporter, breathe, breathe. You're still alive. Thank you very much for watching.